Y'all, this is dope when people see you and see what you're trying to do. It's not for gimmick. It's not for hype. It's legit. We're trying to encourage beautiful minds to read awesome literature that will empower them to be their best selves. This is what it's about. Now, if it comes with perks, if it comes with free books, good morning, how are you? If it comes with free books, if it comes with notoriety, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's about opening our kids' minds because they are trying to close them and we refuse to let it happen.
All right, so I just got through finished reading, not just, but today I finished reading Paula Chase's Balancing Act. And Paula Chase, this is the first YA novel I've read by her. Every other novel I've read by her were pretty much middle grade novel. It's something real in the title. I put the title up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. They were going into high school, but they were just coming out of middle school. And she has other YA books. They're a lot older. I have to actually go back and read those. But in this one is two characters. You have Chyna and you have Jamal, who are actually childhood best friends. And they get drafted, so to speak, or recruited to go to this charter school. But what they slowly for some, quickly for others, realize they're like the face of poverty, sadly. Like that token child who we brought them out of the hood and we're providing them with better chances and a better life and better facilities and better opportunities. And Chyna is one of those students I've always been sympathetic with, where you just don't have the luxury of just being a kid, a teenager, and living your best life because you have so much that you're carrying and you shouldn't have to carry it. Matter of fact, there was a scene where her mom breaks down crying, like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have to carry all this. And she's like, Mom, there's no other place I would rather be. You know, so her mom is dealing with kidney failure. She's on the list to get a transplant, but you don't know when that's going to happen. And I think the part that bothered me the most is Mom was not upfront with Chyna as she should have been. And I think Mom withheld a lot of information because you're in this good situation, this charter school, which I have my reservations about charter school, and I'll share that later. But you have this opportunity to, you know, be in this, what's going to be eventually, or what they believe is going to be the best sports program, best academics, best arts. And I want you to focus on that. And I realize that Chyna can't do that. Chyna wants to make sure that you're okay. And on top of that, you have her aunt, which feisty is not the word. Her aunt will just pop off and just say certain things. But one thing Chyna has learned to discern, if my aunt sends me a text versus sending me a voicemail means, oh, this is serious. Text means, you know, you get to when you get to it. But when you don't respond to the text, that can mean something is wrong. And it's like two important events to kick off the season that Chyna wants her mom to go to. And the aunt tells her, I don't think that's going to happen because your mother is not strong enough to go to these things back to back. Keep in mind, they don't have transportation, so they have to, not really a lift, but it's some type of ride share that will get them to their her dialysis appointments and then anything else. So luckily, there's a guy in the neighborhood who's part of Chyna's crew. And I think it's like a reception that Chyna has to help host because she's the face, one of the faces of the program, and just talking to donors to, you know, donate their money, so you have somebody who represents the less fortunate. So the mom makes it to that. The spoiler alert, if you have not read it, is another event she wants her mom to go to, and her mom's not able to go, and that's when she realizes the magnitude of her mother's health. And it's like you feel sorry for students like that you can't, not saying you don't care about anybody else, but you are full of care. Really do. You're full of care because you have to, I wouldn't say constantly watch over your shoulder, but you got to make sure mom is good. And mom is not good and has not been good for a very long time. And then on top of all that, it's the first thing I forgot to bring up, because I have a bad habit of not reading the synopsis of a book. I just read it because I trust the author is going to give me a good story. In the first chapter, Chyna loses her boyfriend, who is also her best friend Jamal's brother. So he gets killed. Crazily, Jamal does not know about her and Jacques. So she's carrying this grief. Jamal just thinks she's grieving because that was my brother, your homeboy. He doesn't realize it's a different type of grief because she was in love with Jacques. I wouldn't say in love, but she had deep feelings for Jacques. And Jacques pushed her to a level with her gymnastics that she definitely needed. Jacques was also her safe place. in the midst of her mom going through all the things that she was going through. So I get drafted to go to this new school. Then on top of all that, y'all, you have the hype all over social media, even creating beef within the team. I might be saying her name wrong, but I'm going to say her name is Alicia. But if I'm saying it wrong, I'll correct it when I go to post the video. But Alicia feels like there is no competition. I'm number one on the team. I should be the captain. Chyna should not be the co-captain. And people realize that, sadly, Chyna knows, and other people realize Chyna is made co-captain also, again, because we're trying to show that we're giving the needy kids, which I hate using that term, but that's how they looked at her, from the hood and opportunity. Alicia is not meek at all, timid at all, is not trying to be friendly. Her thing is we win at all costs, even if that means being cutthroat to my teammates. And that's rumors that have circulated that when she won something, it was almost like she had to out somebody out or do something horrible for her to win. And she comes from royalty, where her dad is a media mogul, her mom is media personality, she's on the news story, so they're like celebrities in the town. So they're not feeling that, you know, their daughter has to share the spotlight. The guy who created the school is actually best friends with Walker. So it's just really interesting to see how Chyna's going to navigate these waters. She's definitely not, as much as she is intimidated, she refuses to come off as being intimidated, because she's not going to let Alicia just push her off and just treat her any kind of way and talk to her any kind of way. But at the same time, I'm navigating being in this new space. I lost my boyfriend. My mother doesn't seem like she's getting better. Then all the riffraff that's going on by my homeboy / brother / best friend on most social media, and he's not really tapping into me like he should, and people like to give the excuse, well, he's grieving. Well, I've been his best friend forever. So she's navigating all of this. It's a lot. It's a lot. But when I say, on another note, it almost reminds you of Gossip Girl. I remember I started watching Gossip Girl because I stopped because it was too much for me. It was a bit much. But the thing I want to share is that we still don't know, even though I finished it, we still don't know who's behind the tea, who has put this stuff online, and I want to know myself. So it's definitely going to be a series. I don't know how many books, but it definitely has the potential, being that they're just entering high school, this has the potential of being a 4-part series easily. If you go through each year they're in high school. But granted, this past book only went through like the first half of even the first semester. So that's even more books if you do each semester has its own book. But y'all, it's when I say, it was at one point I had to rewind it like, what? This was a good book. Paula did her thing.